together. Welcome to a moment of harmony. Welcome to us being here at our regularly scheduled time of Saturday. I'm so excited to have you all. Always a blessing. Ready to get into another moment, another week, another great time with you all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I do have some birthday shout outs. We are going into mid-July. Big birthday shout out to my baby sister Cherish, who just had her 37th on the 10th. Happy birthday. Freedom Writer's birthday is also on the 10th. I'm not sure if this comes across. Happy birthday for Freedom Writer. We're gonna put the energy out there. There's Lisa Green. Happy birthday. She's also the 10th. The 10th was lit. 13th is today. Happy birthday to Harani. All my comrades, listen, happy birthday, Harani. I hope you have a great and wonderful Saturday. Congratulations on your new chapters. So just definitely getting all those happy birthdays out there. I'm a big birthday girl. So love and light to all of you. I hope that you enjoy this entire month and you make the most out of your season. Bless, bless, bless. Ah, you're welcome, sissy. So I would love for us to go ahead and get into today. I don't want to waste a lot of time. Normally I do try to give some introductions because I know that from time to time I have new moment exchanges that come on, and I always want to make sure that everyone is privy to the same amount of information as everyone else. But I feel like today's is gonna be pretty deep, pretty intense, and I want to just go ahead and get into it. I will welcome again. Thank you again. We are in meiotic moments. We are in our 7th week, if I'm not mistaken. We're at our 7th. We're doing the 42 laws of Ma'at, and I believe we're at number 7. We are going through a spiritual ancient Egyptian or ancient Kemetic spiritual practice system, and we are doing this for the conduct of our character. We are talking about our character building as a part of our healing, as a part of our development, as a part of our beingness, and a part of our becoming. We are focusing not only on what we eat and consume, we're not only focusing on who's around us, but we are putting great emphasis on who is the person that lives inside of us. This is what the entire Meiotic Moment series is about. It is the great emphasis on who is on the inside that is dictating and magnetizing what is happening to your external or your outside. So we are in the session today is I have not stolen from God or Goddess. And I am so excited because I've been using the saying, the Christian saying throughout most of the moments thus far that we're going in alignment with the 42 laws of Ma'at. I've been using the saying, will a man rob God? Would a woman rob God? And I've been using that saying, and I was letting everyone know that this is something that's said frequently or often in the Christian environment, or in that whole setting and platform, in reference to being reciprocal, in reference to giving what you're getting, in reference to being fair and even exchange. So now we actually reached a law that literally says I have not stolen from God and I have not stolen from or a goddess. And again, whatever walk of life you are on, whatever it is you believe, whatever source you tune into to keep you going and flowing, I'm not here to change it. I'm not here to debate it. I'm not here to do any of that. All I want us to do is to be able to meet at a centered purpose of betterment, empowerment, and encouragement, and to meet at a centered purpose of being our greater and better selves. Yes, I am coming from practices, and I am coming from lessons that I've studied myself, and I am conveying and expressing those lessons and those ways in that dialogue with you. However, you are going to pull on whatever pulls you. You are going to use whatever uses you. You are going to come from wherever you come from, okay? And we are going to just be in that place together. No worries. So let's go ahead and get into it. I have not stolen from God. I got a little bit of my, I'm sorry, get my legs all together. I got a little bit of my lip gloss on my tongue that did not taste good. So I was like, ugh, okay. I have not stolen from God. Let's get into it. Many of us, like I always say, just stick with me, just move with me, be patient through the moment. I promise you, there's a point in every moment for every one of you. Many of us will get to the point where we would say, I would never steal from God. I would never steal from any supreme source. I would never steal from any foundation of creation or any foundation of light. I will always be grateful. I will always be humble. I will always give as I'm expected to give. And we will feel like this law, I've said it 1,000 times, right? Doesn't pertain to us. Stick with it, stay with it. We're going to both get through these little cracks and the fragility, like I always say, of our characters together, because we're building them together. We're learning together. We're unlearning. We're relearning. And that means that there are so many intricacies in growing and becoming that are easy to miss, easy to sidestep, easy to overlook. And we are just going to gently and graciously, humbly and intentionally take these steps together, because I promise you, there's a little bit of us in all of it, because we all have been born and bred in a society that is anti-moralistic. We are all born and bred in a society that in a lot of ways is anti-us. And so as we continue this journey into self, with self, through self, for self, we are going to continuously hit a block where we are going to be first to reevaluate self. And that's awesome, because that is the growth. That is the development. That is the challenge. So let's get all into it. Let's have our hearts and our minds open. Let us be humble and intentional with our journey. I have not stolen from God. During this healing session, I am going to talk about 3 ways that we steal from God or Goddess or a supreme being or light source, whatever it is you are pulling from. 3 ways that we steal on a daily basis that this law is going to help us look into and turn around. 3 ways we steal from God. We steal from God with time. We steal from God with purpose or lack thereof. And we steal from God with happiness or lack thereof. Time, purpose, happiness. We are going to get into that today. So I say, okay, sis, pull it up, pull it up. Yes. Listen, the chat is always doing what it's doing. I'm in love with it. I have not stolen from God. So time, purpose, happiness. When we get into the space where we're saying, I would not, I have not. And we talked about ammunitions being promises or a declaration that we make in the morning at the beginning and start of our day. And then an affirmation or confirmation that we seal at the end of the day, because of how easy it is to fall short, because of how easy it is to revert to old patterns or behaviors, because of how easy it is to slip into a low vibration when you live in a society such as ours. So because life lives, and the whole point of life is to grow and develop and blossom, you're going to go through growth and challenge and struggle, complexity and strife in order to maximize your greatest potential. Because that's going to happen, we are saying at the beginning, I know I'm going to struggle with this, but I'm making a commitment to not fall short. And then we are prayerfully at the end of the day saying, I am so grateful because it was difficult and it was challenging, but I did not fall short today. So I really want us always, I say this in every meiotic moment, focus and be very intentional about the challenge of heightening and growing your character. This is not a snap decision. This is not, now that I want to be better, I'm going to be better. This is a daily work of fortitude, focus, intention, discipline, and love of self. This is a daily growing. This is a contorting. This is a coming out of. It is work, people. It is work. And that is why I'm so honored to be a part of your self-care routine, because you need other individuals around you. You need people that are going to exchange with you, guide you, hold you accountable, love you, comfort you, because it is a journey, a true journey to self, over the river and through the woods to self. There's so much that is getting through to get you where you need to be. And that is why I'm loving, loving, loving the 42 laws of Ma'at, because we have plain, flat out, look into this and any other things. Like I said, that I know many of you use, commandments, and many of you use all types of there's all types of things to be used in order to find yourself, in order to get better in touch and in alignment with yourself. So I have not stolen from God. We're going to first go with the first factor of time. For those of us that feel like I have not stolen from God, I don't take from God, I do. Time is a way that we take from God. We take from the intention on our life. We take from the purpose on our lives. We take from the gift of life with time, with wasting time, with misusing time, with exploiting time. Praise and power, beautiful Mama Yatali. So happy to see you as well. We take time. We do not value it. We do not use it. And a lot of times, many of us will be self-proclaimed, or will admit or confess to procrastinating. We'll admit or confess to prolonging, but we won't say, I stole from God. And that's where I want us to be able to get to in our growth and our development when it comes to time. I want us to be able to get to a space within self where if I did not use the most of my day, if I'm not using the most of my life, if I'm not using the most of my children's childhood, if I'm not using the most of my marriage, if I'm not using the most of my course or my term or my tour, if I'm not using the most of it, I have to sit at the end of the day and say, I stole from God today. Because it is just that serious. I have a reading circle. Shout out to the Unbroken Reading Circle. I have a reading circle that I host every week. And just yesterday we met up and we talked about there was a meme. Well, actually it came from my Uncle Nate. Shout out to Uncle Nate. Love and light to you always. My Uncle Nate sent me like a meme or a message that he does all week long, all the time. He sends out positivity and light and encourages us in prayers. He's awesome. And he sent out this meme that was like, it was kind of lengthy, but it was deep. And it was really to the effect of, a lot of times we're waiting on life to line up in a certain way before we start our lives, before we utilize our purposes, before we really get into the joy and the making of our lives. So a lot of times we'll say, like, if I get this job, or when I make this much money, or when I get married, or once I graduate, or once I have children, or once I have a family, once I move to this place. We always have these milestones for when we'll start living, when we'll start caring, when we'll start investing, when we'll start trying, when we'll start focusing, when we'll really get into life. And in the meantime, it's like we're waiting. And I myself, a victim, I almost said it again last night, not a victim, but I myself, guilty, that's what I'll say, of that same thing many times. I'm like, as soon as this happens, it'll free up time, space, money, energy for me to focus on this great part of my life. Or as soon as I can do this, I can do more of that. Or I'm just waiting. Good morning, Mr. Carter. I am just waiting on life to start off, or life to pop off in a certain way once everything aligns. And the conclusion we came to in the reading circle last night was, it is not starting your life once everything is figured out. Life is in the figuring out, right? So when we are in the time and we are in the moment, we're in the present place we are right now. If I can get my words together, the present place. I mean, while your children are still younger, while you don't have the savings you want, while you're not at the weight or the body you want to be at, while your circle or your environment is not exactly, while it's not the career that you dreamed of, but you're making the most and you're being your most that you can be in the current space you're in. When we get to the point in time, when we get to the point in life where we are wasting time, we waste time fighting with people. We waste time avoiding or being negligent and reckless with loved ones and self. We waste time. We treat time like it's endless, when we all know that the Creator brought us here with a beginning and an end on the same day. The same day you were born, your end is also in place. But we don't live like that. We won't move like that. We don't forgive like that. We aren't intentional like that. We don't take initiative like that. And we play with one of the greatest gifts and one of the greatest phenomenons of life, which is time. We play with time. If you are a player of time, a manipulator of time, an exploiter of time, I want us to get in a place where we value and we use and we're present and we're mindful, so that we can stop robbing God of time. The Creator set us on this mission, this great race of life, and good mark, get set, go. You came out of your mother, you took your deep breath, your race started. And how much of how egregious for us to be on this great race of life, and sometimes we stopping to pout. We sitting down to play with grass blades in the ground. We sitting there watching everybody else around us, instead of taking part in the gift of life blessed upon you, blessed to you. Wasting time, misusing time, miscalculating time. Many of us will not find the value in time until it's behind us, but until it is gone, until we sat with time and see how it actually moves. The time is divine. Like I said, when we get to the end of the day, I don't want to say, oh, I wasted so much time today. Oh, I didn't really do anything I actually wanted to do today. Good morning, my love. Hey, Nunu. I don't want us to say, oh, I wasted time. I want us to acknowledge that we robbed, we stole from God. A gift that was given to us, that we didn't look into, that we didn't tend to, that we did not truly acknowledge as it truly is. We stole from God. Time is a way to steal. For those of us, like I said, who's like, oh, I would never steal from God. Will a man rob God? Will a woman rob God? Not me. Not me. I am grateful. I am humble. I am loving. But I procrastinate. I wait. I don't appreciate. I don't say what needs to be said when it needs to be said. I play games with time. And the time that I'm not taking to build and develop my character is time away from my dynamic destiny of greatness. And I always say this all the time. The only reason you're here is to reach supreme level of operation. That is one with God. Jinyame. You are here to experience God. You are here to grow to your supreme level of being and reflect the Creator. I know you have gifts. I know you have talents. I know you have dreams and desires. You have people that love you and people you love. They're all a part of the grand scheme of things, but they are not the reason you have breath in your body. They are not the reason you are walking the earth right now at this moment. You are here to experience God by becoming the reflection of God, the Creator. I always give this quote, one of my favorite quotes. I said it last time. I probably say it every meiotic moment, from my Wali Mu Baba Mutep. Shout out to PLM. The Creator created creation by becoming creation created. Okay, we are one with the Creator. We are one with that is the supreme light and being. And when we don't take the time to develop and grow into that highest level of self with every second, every moment that's given to us, when we don't take the time to grow and be everything that we need to be, we are wasting it, and we are stealing the gift, we are deterring, and we are sabotaging the mission. all of us right now, for the most part, have someone we can call and either apologize to or give grace to. Someone we can reach out to and say we love them before standing over them in a casket or have them in an urn. All of us have something in some part of our lives that we are where we are in time, that we are stuck there, or someone is stuck in time because of us, that we could be more gracious, more intentional, and more growing with our time. So in wasting, in neglecting, in being reckless with your now, in being reckless with your now. The older I get and my children are growing and they're having children, the more that time is moving, the more I see time clearer and clearer. Clearer and clearer. Is just like, this thing is really, it's amazing. And it's full. And it's not meant to pass you by. It's meant to move you along. Time was never meant to pass you by. It is always meant to move you along. And if you are misusing and inappropriately utilizing time, you are stealing from God. I have not stolen from God or goddess. I have not stolen from God or goddess. At the end of my day, I have done everything I can with all that I was given. All that I was given, I have been my best. Even if I rested, it was intentional rest. Even if I mourned and I cleansed, it was intentional cleansing and mourning. Even if I was, whatever I was doing, I was intentional about my time. I did not steal the greatest, one of the greatest gifts of my existence and my development. I used every moment of it to become one with the Creator. I never wasted a moment to become one with God. When I could have chosen to act another way, when I could have sat back, when I could have cowered, when I could have been silent, when I could have given up, I never wasted a moment to become one with creation. I chose to grow. I chose to be kind. I chose to try. I chose to be courageous because I wanted to move with time. Hi, baby. Mommy Mercy. Child, that's Grandma Mercy. I wanted to move with time. I have not stolen from God. Lovely, I'm streaming live. Y'all, Mommy Mercy. All these big children in here, and they still let the toddler in the room. Lovely. Okay, nobody can hear me now. Okay, please let her know I'm streaming live. All right, so Mommy Mercy, everybody. They bust into the studio, aka my bedroom, my desk. But I have not stolen time. Okay, the second way. Remember, I said there's three ways when they say I have not stolen from God or goddess. There are three ways that we steal, and it is time, it's purpose, and it's happiness. Our purpose is the other way we steal from God. We steal from life. We take from our intention, your functionality and your operation. Some of us are low functioning. Some of us are malfunctioning. Some of us are low operating and low vibrating. And that is not at all what you came here for. If there is a day you spent outside of your purpose, that is a day you spent in robbery or in thief or a thief with God. If there is a day you spent, if there's an hour you spent outside of your purpose, your intention, what you were created for. There's times, all the time we say, oh, I was acting outside myself. Or I didn't know what got into me. I don't know why I was that way. I should have done better. I could have done better. If there's a day you spend outside of the reason you came to be, which we all know is oneness, supreme being, leveling into supremacy. And then it breaks down into your individual purposes, your gifts, your talents, your walk, your path, who you were put on the path with, where you were put on the path at, when you were put on the path. All of these come down into your purpose. If you've wasted that space, if you've wasted the power, if you've wasted the divinity within self in any day or time, you have stolen. You have stolen what was given. You have stolen what was needed. You have not given back what you were intended, because you were put here in order to emit something very specific. But you got stuck in taking and sitting and existing. When you came here to do more than just exist, you are more than an exister. So so I want us to think about an inventor. I want us to think of supreme beingness. I want us to think about the creator. I want us to think about light as an inventor, a creator. I want us to think about someone that invents something and it has a lot of times today we hear about life hacks, and we all have this saying that I was today years old when I realized, what the back of the hook of the, why there's a hole in your pan. Or, we didn't know that all of these things that we use every day had these multi-functions, or we didn't know the truest capacity of their functionality, like how far and how deep we could go with it. There's a lot of times when we're saying with those, when we're dealing with life hacks, like, did you know this has a multi-use? Did you know you can not only use the pot top as this, but you also can use it as a strainer? The multi-use. Imagine being an inventor. You take time, you spend time to intentionally create something and invent something for a very specific purpose. And it has all of these functions and all of these components to it. And it is intended to function and operate in all these different levels of scenarios and being. You create this incredible multi-dimensional thing. And it either doesn't operate, it gets created, it gets sold, and either people don't use it at all for the way you intended it to, or people only use it, the first step of it, the first function of it, or they either don't use it or they only use a portion of it, or they are reckless with it. They break it, they don't take care of it. Imagine the frustration, right? So in more of a practical sense, think about the vacuum cleaner. Whoever created this vacuum cleaner, I love the vacuum cleaner. Thank you for the vacuum cleaner. Thank you for us being able to get dirt from deep in surfaces we can't see. But imagine if people only use the vacuum cleaner as a coat rack. Imagine some people do. The vacuum cleaner is only used, as a door stopper, hold the door open. Or my vacuum cleaner has all types of features. It can, the level of carpet, for example, how high your carpet is, you have to put it on a certain setting for the level of how hard your carpet is. And it operates based on that. So when the children have been messing around with my vacuum cleaner and they put it on a very high carpet and my carpet is not high, I'm trying to figure out why it's not picking up. Why is it being weird? And why is it making that sound? And I'm realizing that it's been on a wrong setting, or the hose that's in the back hasn't been replaced and stuck back into it good enough, or we need to clean the center of it out, or just all types of things that can cause a malfunction. Imagine being a creator, an inventor, and the whole reason you made something, it is not at all operated or used in that way, if it's used at all. And when we talk about the Creator making us for great and wonderful things, people, our capacity for love, our capacity for forgiveness, our capacity for nurturing and creating and growing, we are far beneath, and I'm not talking about you individually, because there's some great, amazing people on the line. I'm talking about generally. I'm talking about massively, collectively. We are humans Mama Nia was talking about this in the reading circle last night. As humans, we greatly are operating far beneath our capacity of peace, power, and projection. What we could give out, what we could send out to the world based on what's been instilled and invested in us, we are falling short. Ashe, Abiba Fahodie, robbing the Creator, robbing God. Your intention, what you came here to do, and you're operating on the side of it. You're operating in pieces of it. You're operating. It doesn't even feel right. Listen, I am one of those people. When I am not operating to what it is, my core function of being here, I feel lethargic. I feel hopeless. I feel slow. I'm non-productive. You know that you're not in the purpose field of your actuality. And I mean, you could be, if I'm somewhere I can't be with people, I can't be loving, I can't be giving, I can't be nurturing, or even if my purpose is exploited. Because remember, I said it's not only that whatever has been invented is being not used, sometimes it's being misused. So even when my purpose is being exploited, people are not being reciprocal, not being honest, one way using, one way taking, taking the nurturing, taking the light, draining it out. It is stealing from God. It is stealing from God. This is not only a day that the Lord has made, which is a song. This is not only a day that the Creator has made. This is a vessel that the Creator has made. This is a mission that the Creator has made. This is a life that the Creator has made. And we need to be able to look at ourselves and our lives in this way. When we get to the end of our day and we have not invested in our purpose, we have shut our purpose down, dimmed it down, allowed it to be malfunctioned or exploited or ignored or shut down, we have to be able to say today, I stole from God. I have not stolen from God or goddess. I have not stolen. But if I get to the end of the day and I have not fully maximized the beauty and divinity of time, if I have not truly respected, protected, and developed the beauty of purpose, I've stolen from God. And again, for all of those that say, oh, this law, I don't steal from God. Listen. If you take a time to listen to the inside of yourself, you will see where your character fits and being more developed and being put more in a better space and state. We all are growing. We all are becoming. We all are healing. And we all are in this beast, with this beast together. So we have to get to a point to say, how, if I want to be better, I must be better. My character is a major component to that better. So we steal from God with time. We steal from God with purpose. We steal from God with happiness. This is probably one of my most favorite ones to go into of the ways we steal from the Creator. And this happiness component, okay, because I'm going to start to feel this one, this happiness component, right? This being happy no matter what. This being light no matter what. This being high vibrating no matter what is one of the greatest thank yous. It is one of the greatest I'm here. It is one of the greatest I'm grateful that you could ever give. The greatest thing you could do to, yes, sis, yes, boo-boo, the greatest gift you could give back to creation is your joy and your happiness. I know everybody want to get into tithes and offering. We want to talk about how many homeless people we fed. I know we want to talk about how many people we loved and we raised and how we don't lie and we don't cheat and we don't steal. Listen, the greatest gift you can give an exchange or a reciprocity and appreciation and balance for your breath in your life is the joy and happiness you have in your life. Everything in life is a gift. Everything in this life is a gift. And we get so caught up on being bitter. We get so caught up on being resentful, being angry, being in control, being demanding, holding a grudge, that we forget that the whole point of your growth and your development is based on your happiness. A lot of times, I'm a mom, I have mad teenagers, oh my gosh, and young adults now. I can't even call them all teenagers, but I got a group of young adult people. And one of the things when I get on the phone with my sister and my bestie, these ungrateful, entitled, spoiled brats. Because it's not that they don't handle their business or get their chores done or get their grades. They're not always doing that either. But getting the grades on top and it's not that they aren't beautiful, talented, respectful. It's the gratitude and the joy that they don't keep in a life that you know you have blessed or been a blessing to them with. And you're just like, I don't care how much I give them. This is how I am on the phone with my girlfriends, on the phone with my sister. I don't care how much I did this, I sacrificed this, I've been over backwards, I tried this. From all these years, I give, and every time I turn around, yes, thank you, mama. Every time I turn around is, I'm not happy about this. Why don't I have that? When are you gonna? As a parent, it's just be grateful who you are, where you are, how you are, and what you have. You don't have to be stuck somewhere to be grateful there. And a lot of times we feel like if we're happy in the weight that we don't want, if we're happy in the relationship that we don't want, if we're happy with the salary we're not happy with, then we must want to stay there and be stuck there and be content. No, giving happiness and joy out, emitting that out into the universe, lets the universe know we're on the right track with the blessings. Keep giving and they will keep giving. Keep showing, keep expanding, See, a lot of us don't have anything because we aren't giving anything out in terms of gratitude and joy. What we do in this life is we say life is beautiful, but life is good, but I'm happy, but this was nice, but nice restaurant, but oh my God, who have we become? Who have we become? We on vacations. Oh, I loved Paris except for, I didn't like this too much, the food too much, the clothes. Listen, I'm not saying we can't have true feelings and dislikes. I'm saying it cannot leave past the moment that it's in and then become a way of your life where you don't appreciate your life. You don't appreciate your wife or your husband. You don't appreciate yourself or your children. The people that were put in your lives. We were talking about this in my reading circle the other day. Every single part of your journey was a blessing. If you're looking back and this X that, and my mom and dad this, and my grandparents, and then that school, and then that house, where were your blessings? Because I don't know how you're going to be blessed right now in the moment if you had a trail of trauma. I don't know how blessings are going to blossom in your future if you only have a reality of wrong. Where are your blessings? Being miserable, operating in low vibration, having great anxiety, great fear, greater than your joy. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we're not human and we don't have balance. I'm saying when your pains and your pressures are greater than your joy, you are robbing God, because that's not what he brought you here for. I want you to think about a fitness trainer. Those of us that may go into a gym, or those that sign up with a fitness trainer to get you working out. So he may put you on a strict diet. He may have you doing all types of exercises, going up and down hills and, on the treadmill and planks and things like that. excuse me, and day after day after day, you're talking about how bad your back hurts and how hard it is and how hungry you are. But in the meantime, you're losing weight. You're shredding up, arms looking good, waist looking good, things falling off. But you still talking about, this all I get to eat. We got to do this today. I want you to, when we're in the life process, challenges, complexities, and trials are inevitable. They are literally how we grow, and our joy and our happiness are how we're reinforced in our growth. So yes, it's challenging. Yes, it's hard. No, it doesn't always feel good, but here come blessings. Here come grace. Here come love to show you stick in there, stay in there. You're on the right path. And guess what? Even better than that, you are growing. You are becoming. Oh, none of it was happening for your demise. Everything in life is a gift. The relationships that didn't work, the people that didn't show up, the circumstances that didn't work out the way you wanted them to, it was all in your favor. And to not have faith in that, to not believe in that, to not move in that, to not grow in that is a thievery of creation. It is a thievery of creation. I'm making you. This is what God is saying. I'm making you. And the whole time I'm making you, you're complaining. The whole time I'm making you, you're sulking. The whole time I'm making you, you're demanding and you're crying and you're fussing. Whole time I'm making you, you're making life hard for others. The whole time I'm making you. If you would just see the childhood as a gift, oh my God, what would happen? Oh, my rough childhood. Somebody whoever grew up I grew up in the country. Some of us grew up in the ghetto. Oh, what, that a gift? Oh my, why would I see that as a gift? If you would just see it. If you would just see it as a gift, who are you now? See, if you're not where you want to be now, it's because you're stuck in the pain and you aren't stuck and you haven't graduated to the progress. And you aren't anyone now because you're still stuck in then. But I promise if you get out the problem, my humble suggestion, if you come up out the problem of it, you will see the purpose of it, you will see the gift of it, and you will grow into the next version of yourself. You're sitting in a place in your life that you hate. You're sitting in a place in a life that you're not happy with. You're sitting in a place in your life where you just don't feel motivated. You don't feel great. It's down. A thievery of creation. Wasting time. Thievery of creation. Wasting your purpose. Not developing it. Weakening it. Letting it go astray. Letting the years go by without you going with it. A thievery of creation. And then happiness. Whoo! Can't nobody take my joy? I don't care. Nobody. Listen, those of us of African descent here in this call, here will watch this on a playback. We have a history of captivity and bondage. Not only we have a history of royalty, regality, creation of civilization. We have a great and grand history far back. But I'm talking about here in this country. I'm talking about slavery for a second. I'm talking about when we look back into our history and we hear about the egregious, we read, we watch movies, we see documentaries about the egregiousness of the reality of our ancestors. But what we also see is song. We see connection. We see creativity. Y'all even see my hair. I braided my hair up this morning, right? And did a little thing for my hair, getting ready for my sister's party tomorrow. Whoop, whoop. But we're talking about how our mamas would braid maps into hair for freedom. I'm saying in order to plan your escape, in order to hope, that you're talking about joy. You're saying that you know you're worthy of joy and you keep it in your heart and you have enough motivation to move towards it. Never saw where the joy was and the happiness was for sale. The joy and the happiness could be put into a bag, hung from a tree. You could take the body And it's been passed down to us how we've gotten things like soul food and jumping the broom. We got things because happiness was still present in the middle of misery. Happiness was present in the middle of Mayafa, of the great Mayafa. Our ancestors saw happiness in the future for us, exactly knew they had hope. Hope never exists without joy or happiness linked to it. You hope, you know, you believe that the joy you have in your heart can come out into your life at any moment. That if you keep fighting for it and moving forward, happiness will come. And you get happiness in darkness with bits and pieces of gratitude till you put it all together like a puzzle piece and have a big picture. You're sitting in a relationship you don't want, but you're hoping. This is what motivates you to look for help. And this is what motivates you to grow better and speak better, try harder. This is joy. Everything is a gift. Everything. I know we've been through the unspeakable. Guys, it ain't been no crystal staircase for anyone. And I'm saying that yes, the darkest of times, the hardest of times, the tryings of times, there has not been a time in your life that you are not being set up for the greatest part of you. There has not been a time in your life that you have not been being set up for the greatest part of you. And then you reaped reward and you reap benefit in the good times. And then you are being made in the hard times. If at the end of the day, the worst that happened to me was that I was being made, then I'm blessed. If at the end of the day that the worst that I took part in was that I was being made, then I am favored. If at the end of the day, the worst I saw, the worst I experienced, the worst I pushed through was that I was being made. I was being made the whole time. I was being created the whole time. I was being strengthened the whole time. And that goes back to the analogy and the gym. Your trainer's sitting there saying, well, you hurting because muscles are regrouping and bringing themselves together. It feels like you're starving because enormous amounts of fats and calories are being burned out of your body. This whole time you're complaining, you have yet to stop to look in the mirror to see what all this training was doing. All it has done. And as your fitness trainer, I'm feeling a little bit frustrated, unappreciated. A thievery of creation. I have not stolen from God. I will not steal from God. Start of the day. Have not. We're not talking about using the Lord's name in vain. We're not talking about, going out and being a false prophet or a demigod. I'm not talking about that. Many of us don't do that. I'm talking about wasting all the great 24 hours the Creator have placed in your day. Another moment for you to be happy, another moment for you to work with someone, another moment for you to have a come full circle moment in your life, for you to see the bigger picture, and you wasted it on small thoughts. On small thoughts. You're so worried about the small things that you're wasting the time that moves you towards the big things. Purpose. Every single thing you were created for. Brought here to give life. Brought here to give protection. I talked about this before when everybody was going through all the Diddy fiasco and anybody else from the Me Too movements and all of these, things that came forward and Diddy and R. Kelly, and it all was sad. But the saddest thing to me is that any time a woman, and in this case a black woman, is in a space with a black man, there should be safety. There should be, you should be protected. It should be free. You should feel great. You should be able to focus in and hone into your peace. You should be at peace. What a waste of purpose. What a waste of power. What a waste of greatness. That when you're in the room with someone they feel less than, look what all the Creator have endowed in you. What a waste of, as a woman, that you could be around children and they not be fed and taught and loved, that they don't leave with a notch bigger in their back because they were around you. What a waste of purpose. That they came to sit in your space, that they came to cross your path, that they walked into your office or your store, they called your number, and they left with nothing, wasting your functionality, your operation, your purpose, wasting it. What a thievery of creation. Happiness. Being, what a waste. What a waste to be weighed down on you, to sit there crying. Like I said, you came out of your mother, ready, set, go. On your mark, get set. And you stood around and you cried about this. And you whined about that. And you're down about this. What you gonna do today? I don't know what I'm gonna do today. Good morning. I always am telling my coworkers, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Thursday. You too happy too early in the morning. Sometimes I get back. Not all the time. Sometimes they say that. Or just people say, yeah, not close enough to Friday. Not, you know what? I'm not close enough to misery. Creator have got me here and I ain't close to the end. I'm not close to the end praying about it. Not close to the end, meaning I'm here in this day, in this moment, in this time, actualizing my purpose proactively and divinely, understanding the time I have to do what I have to do, not wasting it on bitterness, not wasting it on resentment, not wasting it on regret, but understanding that this one life that I know about, shout out to Baba Ali, he used to always say that there's only one life you know about. For this one life that I know about, I'm giving it my best shot. I'm intentional with the moments. Oh, I just get teary-eyed when I just think about the moments. No pun intended, but pun intended too. But the moments of life. The moments you never get back. The moments you can't go back on. The moments that give to you and feed you. The moment that changed you and created you. The moments. I'm intentional with every one of them. And I am certain and I take care to have joy. I take care to balance out pain. I take care to balance out disappointment. I take care in my joy. Yes, I want peace. Listen, some of us know we got a lot of, listen, you got children running around, you have family members, you have jobs. Sometimes peace is not always readily available in that way, and you got to fight for it. But the happiness, but it's the finding of the joy in the middle of everything that secures my peace to be. It's the finding of joy that secures the peace to be. So when we get down to this law, our seventh, I believe it is our seventh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I was right. Our seventh law of my act. I have not stolen from God. I have not stolen from God or a goddess. We are coming to the conclusion within ourselves there will never be a moment where the Creator gave me anything and I won't give to it. The time, the gifts, the blessings. Look at me all getting all entitled. Where did I come from? Where am I going to? How grateful am I to be? How grateful am I to be where I am right now? There will never be a time that the Creator have not given one thing to me that I have not given of myself to. Have not stolen from God. I owe you this. When my coworkers say, oh, you're so positive, you're such a light. When my children say, oh, thank you, mommy, I love you. Thank you for being there for me. You know, now Wisdom is 18, he might send me a heartfelt message or something. Sometimes he wants something, but choking or something. But when I get into people saying, oh, thank you, my best friend, my sister, my loved ones, I appreciate you. My thing is, I owe you this. I owe you smiles. I owe you prayers. I owe you commitment. I owe you camaraderie. I owe you because we're all here together. And because the Creator gave to me, In order for me to be reciprocal, I must give to my life in a certain way. And so I owe you to show up as my best self. I owe you to show up as my highest, most divine level. I owe it to you because I owe God. And I won't steal from God. I won't steal from light. I won't steal from source. I have not stolen from God. I have done all and everything in my power to be the light of the lights, to be the greatest of the great, to be in the moment that I can be, because y'all, that ain't every day, we can always be, but in the moment that I most definitely can, to whatever level I can be in that moment, I was what the Creator expected me to be. And at the end of the day, that's the weight of my heart. And when it comes down to these laws of Ma'at, that's what it all comes back down to, the weight of our heart. I have not stolen from God. I will not steal. I have not stolen. Don't take from your own life. Don't take from your own day. Time is moving on its own. It doesn't need your help to waste. Joy creates itself. It doesn't need you to suppress it. And you were endowed with your purpose. It does not need you to play around with it. Work with your life. Don't steal from it. Be a part of the greatness and watch how all the greatness continues to just pour on out of you in your life. I love you all so very much. Thank you for joining me for another moment of harmony. The Maiatic moments are my absolute favorite. I can't say it enough. I cannot wait to get into another week of Maiatic moments with you. Yes, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. You guys are beautiful, yo. The chat gave life today. Thank you, chat. Thank you, people. I love you all so much, truly. You do not know how you're pouring into me and allowing me to pour into your day, and how this right here is what the Supreme Being is all about. Giving in exchange of love and light. I love you all so much. You're welcome, my boo-boo. I love you all. I'll see you next week. And stay true and wonderful to yourself. Take really good care of yourself. And go on out your way to take really good care of someone else. This has been a moment of harmony. I'll be so excited to have another moment with you next week.